Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
I will have you introduce yourself and tell what year you graduated from Southwestern High School.
Name is Randy Brady. I graduated in 1973 from Southwestern High School.
And can you tell what you are currently doing and how long that you have been employed in this area?
I've been a mason contractor since March of 1977. So it's about 45 years I've been in business, and that's pretty much been my track once I graduated from high school.
Okay. So this career area would actually fall under the architecture and construction of the as far as the 16 national career clusters. And can you discuss your career path and maybe like from high school, what did you do that helped to get you into this area?
I started out, my uncle worked at Black & Decker, and I took a job there in a machine shop. Didn't like night work. Took another job in Hanover at Cam Industries, lasted there about a month, and then went to Shepherd's. And I realized that inside was not for me. I liked the outside work. I had a friend who got me a job at in McChurrystown with a mason contractor, Yealy and Sons. And I saw there was no room for advancement. Basically, they wanted you to be a laborer probably all your life. So I moved on to Merle Boyer, and the mason trade pretty much came like playing ball. It was just all natural. Laying brick and stone was just sort of fell in place all the time. And I had an eye for what I thought was right, what looked good. And Merle taught me a few things. And then by the time I was 21, I decided to go in business. Made a few mistakes the first year, but turned around and fixed them right away. And I haven't looked back since. So that's pretty much how I got to this point in my life.
So could you discuss the good parts of the job, the what you really like about being a business owner and being employed in this area?
First of all, I like the idea of being outside. There's bad days where it's raining, it's cold, or it's 95 degrees. But being in this area, it's a lot of construction. There's a lot of remodeling to be done. We do a lot of restoration work, a lot of older homes. I like the satisfaction of basically going in and restoring somebody's house that they're really happy with. It's looking at what they want to do, what their end result is, and supplying them with the end result that they're really happy with. So it's a lifestyle where I like to look at something and try and make it look house beautiful if we can. That you walked into a magazine, and the quality is the biggest thing. We do strictly quality, and we want to make your house a home. Is what we want to do when we're finished.
Okay. What would you say are some of the challenges of the job?
Challenges of the job is hard work. It's not an easy job. There's a select few of people that really want to do this work. It's very challenging. Learning how to lay block and brick and stone to a line, pouring concrete. Anybody can learn how to do this. It's just a matter of whether you want to work or not. If you're not a worker, this is not the trade for you. But if you like the outside, you like that there's not a boss hanging over top of you every 5 minutes trying to tell you what to do. The challenges are basically weather. We have rain days where we're rushing around to hang plastic to try and keep working. And then there's days where it's 95 degrees and hot out, and we're doing our best to try and make it through the day, drinking plenty of water, and you're in the sun with shorts on and no shirt if we're at a place we can do it, and get a suntan. Other than that, it's good.
So what would a typical day be like on this type of job?
Basically, in most of the summer, we start at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we work a full day. They show up at the shop 15 minutes early. From there, we go to Rutter's. They can get the coffee or whatever. We fill the trucks up with gas or diesel, depending on the vehicle. We take a 15-minute break in the morning. We take a 15-minute break at lunch, and I pay them straight through the day, so that they don't have any deducts for time. Basically, labor would start out mixing mortar first thing in the morning. The masons would get on the wall or repointing. They'd get ready to receive the mud from the labor. Once the labor is done mixing, we want everybody to learn. So you're not just a laborer. You would actually get on the wall after all the mud's mixed and help repoint. We want you to learn. This is not about a job, you being a laborer for the rest of your life. This is about you learning a trade so that you can take it with you wherever you go. If you learn a trade, nobody can take it from you. You know, you can go anywhere almost and get a job today as a craftsman of some sort. But the typical day is basically laying brick, block, or stone, pouring concrete. And when the day is over, we take you back to the shop. We pay riding time one way to the job in our truck. You don't have to drive anywhere. You just have to get to my shop, which is one of the benefits of the trade. But other than that, it's basically work all day long and have fun, camaraderie, respect the people we're working for, and we go home.
So who would be like, what characteristics are you looking for in someone maybe who you would hire?
I would hire anybody that has an attitude that wants to work, respect to the other employees, respect to the people we're working for. And you do not have to know anything to come to work for me. If you graduate from high school, you have to graduate from high school. You have to have a driver's license. You have to show up on time. If you're going to be sick or late, you need to call. If you decide that you're sick or that you're not coming in today, don't call for one reason or another. It will be your last day because we run a tight ship. Everybody owes me the respect of a phone call that you are not coming in today. Everybody we work for deserves the respect of a yes, ma'am in the morning, or good morning, ma'am, or good morning, sir. Respect is a big deal. And with my company, I have earned that through the 45 years of trying to be nice to people, have a smile on your face first thing in the morning. There's too many people involved with our jobs that you can't come in with an attitude. And if you do, I'll correct that for you in pretty simple language, pretty quick. So other than that, we'll take on anybody that wants to work, and as long as they have the right attitude. That's all they need, is the right attitude. That's all you need for any job, is the right attitude and want to work. But if you want to sit at home, this is not the job for you, you know.
So you've hired some of our students over the summer as well, correct?
Absolutely. I hired a lot of students over the summer. A lot of them 2 years ago or whatever, I came back and spoke in the auditorium. We had 4 students for the summer. They lasted pretty much all summer, except for one boy who did not show up for work a day or two, and I had to let him go. But the other 3 managed to make it through the year. They enjoyed themselves. They had a good time. They learned something. One of them even learned carpentry work because I had him on carpentry for most of the summer. They did not stay in the mason trade, but they all evolved out into something that they wanted to do in the trades, which was good. They don't have to be a mason. They don't have to stay in this trade. Just pick a trade. Not everybody has to go to college because, you know, we're starting out people that know absolutely nothing at $20 an hour. And it goes up from there. And we don't keep them at $20 an hour. You're there for a couple of weeks. You have that willing to learn. You got the right attitude. You got a smile on your face when you walk through the door. You'll be at 21 in about 2 weeks. So it just goes up from there. I don't give 15-cent raises. We give dollar raises.
So it sounds like there are a lot of job openings also in this field.
There's a ton of job openings. There, you could get a job anywhere right now in the trades. Everybody's looking for work. In the mason trade, lots of people need mason tenders, mason masons in general. It takes a couple years to become a mason, but like with my company, we don't make you a laborer and you be a laborer. Like I said before, we start teaching you from day one. We do not want you just mixing mud. We want you learning every day. You're going to learn something. And we do a lot of different things. We're not like just the ordinary mason company that either does brick or block all day. I mean, we do caulking. We do a lot of restoration. We do a lot of chimney repairs. There's something different usually every day. We form up for pours. There's a lot of carpenter work involved. And mathematics, which whatever you call it today, is a big deal. You need to be able to add, subtract, multiply. If you don't know anything else, the mathematics end of it is a big deal in the trades.
What age do you hire at? What is the minimum age that you would hire someone?
I would hire anybody that is legally allowed to work for me through the school. I have actually in the past, which I have had people working for me that were 15 years old for the summer with the parents' permission slip. We have the workers' comp, the liability, all that to cover them if something would happen. Once they get to 16, why I think they're okay without their parents' signature on something for me. But anybody's got a willing attitude to work. And at that age, they don't have to have a driver's license. It's just inconvenient for somebody to drop them off and pick them up every morning. But I've had parents that will do it because they want their child to work, and learn a trade. And if you start out early, you'll know within a year or two that I don't like this trade. Maybe I want to go to a carpentry trade. Well, before they even get out of high school, they sort of have an idea what direction they want to go in life, as far as if they want to be a plumber or electrician or whatever. They start out with something and you move on to the next trade. And you get your little niche, and everybody's paying good wages, real good wages. And you don't come out of school being $200,000-$300,000 in debt. Basically, you're getting paid to learn. You don't have to go to school to learn.
So, you're also a business owner, you're an entrepreneur. So what advice do you have? I hear from a lot of students that they're considering having their own business. What advice do you have for students who are considering that as well?
That would be the number one goal that I would promote to every student or anybody that comes to work for me is learn the trade, learn everything about the trade, and go in business for yourself. It's the best thing to do. You're going to make more money, but you got to learn the trade. And doing quality work is your best way to go. I know a lot of people in the business, it's not quality, it's quantity. They don't have the repeat business we have. And as, for example, right now it's November. I am booked 6 jobs into April of 22 right now. That's when we're taking on the next job is in April of 22. So I promote everybody to go in business. I mean, just get out of school, learn your trade, learn it good, and go in business. I want everybody to go in business. That's the best way to go. I promote all my guys that want to go in business, go in business. I'm 66, going to be 67. I've been trying to find a person now for 2 years that wants to learn the trade and buy me out. And they'd be walking into an open door. My foreman, who's 52, doesn't want the business end of it. He does not want to do what I do every day because I've evolved into so many jobs and projects. I don't have time to be on the wall anymore. I basically run the office, bidding, sending out the bills, doing all of the work of getting material to the jobs. So my job has evolved from actually laying stone and brick and stuff to actually, I got a full-time job just doing the office work that you do. Because I don't have a secretary, so I keep overhead down that way. And I'm not big enough, and I don't want to be big enough to have to hire a bunch of people in the office. So it works for me,
But what about your dad?
My dad's 91, Uh, he actually retired my father when COVID hit. He was
Mm,
actually doing my office work. He came to work for me when he was 55.
mm.
My father worked at Schmuck Lumber Company, and he was making $6 an hour. And he came with a $2 raise the first day he started with me, and went up from there. And he's 91. And when COVID hit, we decided that Dad needed to stay out of harm's way, and we pretty much retired my father. You can't fire your dad, so you got to at least gently let him go home. Even though he loved what he was doing in the office. It was great to have my father in the office working for me. So,
I think
but
that a lot of times when you have your own business, you can do that. It's very family oriented too. And, that you can have family that are working together too.
oh, absolutely, yeah. A family is a great thing, and having my father in the office, I get checks for 40, $50,000, and to have him take them to the bank and know they're getting done right and all the money's going in, that was another perk that I had when my father was doing the office work. That allowed me to be in the field, laying and working in the field. But now that all of this has evolved because of things that happened, I have pretty much taken over my father's role plus some other ones that I was doing. So, but yeah, family business is a big deal. It's a very, very good, rewarding situation.
And I know you've done a lot and given back to the school too. You made the sign that's at the doors when students come in, once a Mustang, always a Mustang.
Yes, we did. We donated the work at the press box back years ago. We did the hockey field filling, which is now tore down for the new expansion for the hockey field. Did the softball dugouts for the girls softball team. Did the sign out the entrance for one of the classes. We did the band building in the back of the building there. We did the masonry for that and donated that to Kerry Crumley. We try to give back to Southwestern, and being successful to a point that I can give back to Southwestern. And anybody that graduates from Southwestern, Southwestern is probably the best school that I've ever dealt with. So we give back to Southwestern whenever I can. And of course, I got my daughter teaching here. My son-in-law teaches here. So it's very rewarding to be able to give back to Southwestern, because when I went through Southwestern, the teachers, faculty, everybody was very respectful, and it's nice to be able to give back to this school district when I can.
And you certainly exemplify that once a Mustang, always a Mustang. So that's very much appreciated. Anytime I know I've reached out to you, you certainly are willing to come in and help in any way needed with interviews or whatever. So I hope students take that into consideration to remember our school when you get out into the workforce and you are a successful employee too, that you are giving back to the school as well. So Randy, thank you so much. I don't know if you have any other just advice for our students that you would like to give before we're through here.
Well, the only thing I have is, like I've said before, I know this tramples on some of counselors' toes, but going to college is not the answer for everybody. And there's good wages to be made in the trades. And if your desire is not to go to college, try the trades. Any one of them, pick one, try it. If you don't like it, move on to another trade. Not every trade is going to be for you, but have the right attitude. Come in with a smile on your face, song in your heart, whatever you want to say, and try it. At least give it a try. And if not, try another trade. And if you need help in finding a trade or finding a job, the school district can give you my cell phone number. Just call me. I will get you a job with somebody respectful.
Yep, and they could see me too, and I can
Absolutely.
give them that information. You certainly would not be stepping on any toes here. Now, from anybody in my department in the counseling office, we realize that everybody has to look at their own job. It has to be whatever is best for them. So I encourage students to consider all options. That's why with these interviews, we're covering all types of professions too. So Thank
That's
you
great.
so much, Randy.
you.
Sincerely appreciate you volunteering your time to do this for us, and wish you the best, and we're very proud of you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.